If your fecal matter is hard, dry, and shaped like a ball, or in this shape, which resembles balls and is extremely dry, it indicates that constipation is affecting you. The reason for this could be because the feces are passing through the colon very slowly. And this may result in issues like persistent exhaustion, colic, or even more severe illnesses like colon cancer or metabolic disorders. Feces reveal a lot more about your health than you may realize. I'll tell you everything there is to know about the fecal matter, so make sure to watch the entire movie. What no one wants to discuss. How does a typical fecal matter feel? How frequently should you use the restroom each week? What does the meaning of each fecal matter color mean? Finally, I'd want to share some tips with you on how to permanently get rid of constipation. Watch the video through to the finish. This is one of the tricks, and I already have some left over, so I'm taking it here. And I will now explain its nature to you. First, though, I would like to reiterate that using the restroom every 7 or 10 days is not typical. Additionally, it shouldn't be normalized to use the restroom without examining our feces. Observe that we constantly gaze at our food, but after evacuating, we never glance at the restroom. And now, I'm going to use a term that I adore and that is crucial. This means that I will tell you what you have if you tell me how your fecal matter is. Is it pliable? How is the condition of your feces? What hue is it? Were you aware that floating feces are abnormal, or that the excrement also doesn't adhere to the toilet? Pulling the chain once or twice should remove the stain, even if the feces may become lodged or leave a trail in some types of toilets. Your health can also be inferred from the color of your feces. Fecal matter that is white or clay-colored may indicate an issue with the pancreas, liver, or bile ducts. This lack of color in the fecal waste is known as achalia. If your feces are yellow, it may indicate celiac disease, fat, or malabsorption of fats. Now, I'm not referring to dark brown feces if they are black. The black fecal waste I'm referring to may indicate bleeding in the digestive system, particularly in the stomach. Because the blood has already been digested, it usually turns this color. While several supplements have the ability to alter the color of your feces, iron, for instance, can turn your feces black. You should speak with your doctor if you notice this color for a few days while without taking any medicine. Did you also know that constipation can occur even if you use the restroom daily? As I showed you at the beginning, the first way to recognize it is that the fecal matter will form little balls, like this or similar ones. Those that perform macros are the second method. Which are macro, which denotes large, dry, hard poop, that evacuating requires a lot of force. They usually result in bleeding and tears. Going to the bathroom less than 3 times a week is another indicator that we are constipated. Or use the restroom and remain feeling as though we have not fully evacuated, meaning that we go and remark, "I still want to go, but I can't." That is to say, constipation should not be accepted as usual because it can lead to issues, such as hemorrhoids and the ones I mentioned at the outset. Diverticulitis and even rectal prolapse. Long-term colonization causes the fecal matter to dry up, lose hydration. Afterward, we must exert a great deal of power to defecate, and that force, if left untreated for months, chronic constipation can put strain on the walls of the colon. And diverticulitis may develop as a result of this pressure. So, how often should we use the restroom each week? Going every day or every 2 days is the best option. You can go 1 to 3 times during the day. This is the optimum fecal matter that you should endeavor to have. As you can see, it's brown, sausage-shaped, and slightly larger. Fecal matter does circulate in this manner, of course, but the concept is that it is soft and not like the macros I described as balls. They are the perfect consistency, soft and shaped like a sausage. Additionally, the most crucial thing is that whenever you use the restroom, you experience the joy that gastroenterologists describe as having gone all out and liberated oneself. Keep in mind that feces are our body's trash because they contain poisons that belong in the urine and not in us. What would happen to that trash, therefore, if we went 7 or 10 days without using the restroom? It is comparable to a residence where the trash has been there for over a week. When we walk into the house, what happens? There's a stench, the atmosphere will be poisonous. We shouldn't normalize it because the same thing occurs in the colon of a person who has constipation. The toxins that are currently in your colon and ought to be in your urine will enter your system. They have the potential to inflame you, harm your skin, and harm your brain. For this reason, we shouldn't consider constipation to be a straightforward and normal occurrence. Regular use of laxatives is also not the answer. Chronic laxative users lose their capacity to constrict the colon. Telling them that the colon adjusts to it is equivalent to the colon always adjusts to getting assistance. This creates a vicious cycle where you require more and more laxatives as it becomes lazy. Of course, you must take the laxative if your doctor prescribes it, and it must be properly prescribed, but don't do it by yourself. Constipation has several different reasons. I want to discuss with you 3 modifiable causes so that we can take action. The absence of physical activity is the primary cause. Take a look at the grandparents or those in the squat position. They find it challenging to use the restroom because they are still, as well as because the gut slows. Dehydration is the second reason for constipation. Fecal matter must be soft and wet in order to pass through the colon. If we don't drink enough water, we'll get firm stools. It will pass through the colon slowly and we will need to exert a lot of muscle. Note that the people watching this video may have been without water all day. If they drank any water, please let me know in the comments. You should not drink alcohol while taking the medicine. They occasionally take the drug by itself, without water. The diet is the third changeable factor. High in ultra-processed meals and low in fiber. The microbiome is directly impacted by this kind of diet. The beneficial bacteria in our intestines are known as the microbiota, which account for 70% of immunity overall. They shield us against parasites, poisons, bacteria, and everything else. They also produce vitamins, create energy, and perform a variety of other tasks. Among their many other roles, they support intestinal motility. In order to move the fecal waste forward, they cause the intestine to contract. Constipation is very likely to occur if there is an imbalance in our microbiota. How will we fight this condition, then? We shouldn't normalize this state, which is the first thing I want you to remember after watching this film. Going 7 or 10 days without using the restroom is not typical. Where is that trash? It remains there. These poisons enter your body and cause a massive upheaval. When you use the restroom, I also want you to start examining your feces. If you observe that anything has changed, that blood is on the toilet paper after you've cleaned yourself, you must also inform your physician. With all of it, he will know what to do. That is the first thing, then. Second, begin eating dried plums, first and foremost. First, the gut bacteria is fed by dried plums. Additionally, they contain sorbitol, a substance that has laxative properties. It draws water into the gut from the system and softens the feces to facilitate their passage. According to the findings of the research, we should eat 50 grams of dried plums every day to relieve constipation. Kiwi is the second essential food for constipation. Kiwi's high water content will aid in lubricating the feces. Its high fiber content aids in enhancing the microbiota. Additionally, it contains the enzyme astinosine, which aids in intestinal contraction and the advancement of fecal waste. According to research, we ought to eat 2 kiwis per day. If you dare, it's better to eat them with skin. Both smoothies and salads are good ways to eat it. Some folks prepare sour and sweet salads. Of course, you can also eat it whole. Third, we will now incorporate the kiwi and green juices. The intestinal flora can find a lot of nourishment in green juices. They've got plenty of water. I believe I've mentioned my favorite green drink in previous vids. Red apple, celery, ginger, and kiwi first. Keep in mind that either of the 2 apples can be used. Both provide excellent health benefits. Take it with the pulp and all, don't filter it. The fourth trick is the one I told you I was taking here, and because I took everything, I nearly answered yes. It's lemon and warm water. When you get up in the morning, when the intestines are moving more, you should drink 2 glasses of warm water with lemon. Defecation is made easier by the warm temperature, which relaxes muscles. Additionally, the water will hydrate both you and your feces. The posture to use the restroom is a crucial 6th trick. Additionally, this will ease muscle tension and facilitate bowel movements. Additionally, we recommended physical activity, getting some exercise, and drinking lots of water throughout the day. To start, we advised consuming 2 glasses of warm water with lemon. The use of probiotics is the last, and most crucial, thing I should not overlook. Live bacteria, or probiotics, are found in the foods we eat and enter our intestines to help rebuild the intestinal microbiota. Kefir contains those probiotics and has a remarkable laxative effect. Chakrat and kombucha are 2 places to locate it. And I hope you found this video useful.